It is becoming much harder for people to make a living these days. A lot of people in their 30s are still living with their parents because they can't afford to live by themselves. Here's what's causing that. The number of people keeps on increasing, but the opportunities for people to make a living are still the same. Let's say you take 200 people and make them compete in a comrade marathon where only the first 100 people to reach the finish line would win. Things would be fair, right? If you decided to add another 100 people and said that the first 100 people to reach the finish line would be the ones that win, do you think that things will still be the same? No, they wouldn't be. It will mean that it will be much harder for people to win. If you kept on adding more people to a point where there's 10,000 people who will compete in a comrade marathon, but only the first 100 people to reach the finish line would win, chances are the people that would win, if only 200 people were competing, will end up not winning at all. Like, none of them would win. And it will also mean that people will need to train harder in order to win. That is what's happening in our society. We keep on bringing more and more people every year, but the opportunities for them to make a living are still the same. So they find themselves competing for survival, where the odds are stacked against them. It's much harder to make a living now than it was 30 years ago. And people like Elon Musk are saying that overpopulation is not a problem. We should keep on bringing more people here. If you listen to people like Elon Musk, you're going to suffer, and your children are going to suffer. I mean, Elon Musk is worth billions. An average person does not even have $10,000 in their bank account. His children are worth way more than you are going to make your entire life. Your children, if you bring children here, they are going to need to work in order to survive. So it wouldn't be wise to listen to someone like Elon Musk when he's saying that, people should keep on reproducing. It will be very, very stupid. There's nothing beautiful about suffering. We're romanticizing suffering now because life is suffering. Life is suffering because we don't think. We can't outthink nature. We're doing everything that we're programmed to do, even when that's working against us. It is very important for people to ask themselves the most important questions. Is it really a good thing to drag someone out of non-existence and bring them into a world where they would have to compete, even when the odds are stacked against them, in order to survive? And they don't have a way out. They have to compete. This is why primary school students have to attend Saturday classes. It's because the odds are stacked against them. So they have to work very hard in order to succeed. It gets to a point where people don't have time for themselves. The system demands too much from us. We literally have to sell our souls in order to win. And we don't see anything wrong with that. We don't think that that is slavery. Isn't it weird that we have very little time to ourselves because we are giving more time to the system? And even the little time that we have to ourselves, we are not able to use this time effectively because we're tired, because we are overworking. There's no meaning in that. That is slavery. We don't want to call it what it is because it would need us to fight. I mean, if we really acknowledged the fact that we are slaves, then we would need to fight. And a lot of people are afraid of fighting because a lot of people are cowards. But we are slaves. We are slaves. A lot of university students are complaining because they are being given so much work to do. They have to study, they have to do homework, they have to attend classes. That's not okay. We didn't come here to be slaves, did we? I mean, yeah, if we came here to be slaves, I would say, everything is working out fine. But if we didn't come here to be slaves, then something is definitely wrong. And the best way to solve this problem is by making sure that we are limiting the number of people that are coming into this world. It's that simple. That's where we start. We can't solve our problems if each and every year the number of children being born is increasing. We can't, because we're incapable of creating more opportunities for them to make a living. We haven't been able to create more opportunities for them to make a living. What's crazy is that we keep on building new schools. We keep on adding more classes for them to get brainwashed. So now we have a lot of people that are brainwashed that do not know what to do because they never had a chance to learn how to fend for themselves. So they have to depend on the system. That is why people are willing to settle for anything now. You can't even negotiate with your employers because they can fire you, because there's a lot of people that want to work. So employers now are taking advantage of that. They're giving people peanuts. They're mistreating their employees, knowing them well that their employees will still stick around because there are no work opportunities out there. And they know that, they can be replaced very easily. That's the kind of society that we live in. If we do not think, the people that we are going to bring here will suffer a lot. And it will be our fault because we are able to see what is going on. There are a lot of young people who have done exactly what adults told them to do. They told them to go to school. They did that. They studied. You know how hard it is to study? To study things that you don't even want to study. You're studying these things because you want to survive. Cool. So you do everything that adults are telling you to do. And then, in the end, you still can't make a living. In the end, you're still broke. How can we call that life? We keep telling ourselves that, things are going to be okay. God is going to change our situation. Really? God gave us brains, right? We're supposed to think. We're supposed to look at what is happening in the world and ask ourselves, what are the best solutions? Because if we keep on being idiots, if we keep on refusing to use our brains, things are only going to become worse for us. And we're going to keep on blaming the devil. It's the devil that's causing suffering in this world. No, it's not the devil. We're just idiots. That's why we're suffering. We need to think. All right. Thank you.